Hi, I'm Heather, and this is Dwan. We're with Testo. How's it going today, Dwan?
I'm good. How you doing, Heather?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. And actually, what I wanted to talk to you about today was utilizing historical information in oil analysis, because it is so incredibly important to take a holistic view when interpreting data. And I was wondering if, as a CLS analyst for Testo, you could tell me a little bit about how you use that data in order to give people a much better analysis over time.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I think about the time when I was in school and history was my least favorite subject. You know, I liked science, physics, math, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what's the point of having, learning about history? So now I spend a lot of time telling new customers, and seasoned customers, hey, you really need to look at your records. You really got to use the history and the historical view of your equipment with your oil analysis to really get the best bang for your buck out of it. So this is really necessary because you have to fill in gaps. When you start to trend data, you really want to connect the dots as soon as you possibly can. History like top-offs, old repairs, overhauls, things like
Failures.
That. Exactly, can really make a big difference in what your oil analysis reports are saying to you. So I guess the best way to kind of describe it is to give you an example of something that commonly happens with, say, turbine, combustion turbines and power generation. So a lot of times you get foaming issues. So in this particular scenario, we had a customer that was complaining about a foaming problem. They tested the oil about 8 months ago for foam, and it came back negative. So everything was great. They've been testing for months now. And now they're starting to have a foaming issue. So the plan is to replace 50,000 gallons of oil to get rid of the foaming issue. And, right then and there, I'm telling them, you might want to check your history to see if anything happened in the past. So they went through the records, couldn't really find anything. And what's a roadblock for them is they recently changed over the whole staff. So most of the team in this department is probably only been there maybe 4 months or so. So I told them, hey, try to keep digging back, try to find out if there's anything you can locate. So they was able to find a technician who is in another department. He moved on. The rest of his team had retired. Well, most of them retired. So he remembered some actual repair work that was done on a line of some other equipment, some supportive equipment for an inlet oil line that shares the sump. And right before that work was done, he remembered them having a big foam issue. So they decided to shut the system, shut it down, remove all the oil, put new oil in, fix the foaming issue, and keep going. So now they have a foaming issue again. So long story short, what ended up happening was that repair was actually the cause of the foam. But like I told him, most foaming issues are caused by entrained air, a leak sucking in air through a pipe or something. Or you've got geometry change, which changes the turbulence of the flow. And you can get a more turbulent flow. You can get a higher amount of foam. So in the end, they found out that it was that same connector that was replaced that was actually pulling in air. So they was able to limp it down the next 4 months into the shutdown. And then they replaced the connector that was leaking, and foaming issues gone. No 50,000 gallon oil changeover, and everything's good. So
and the original root cause issue is completely solved at that point, just because they knew that history there.
Exactly.
Wow.
Again.
That's a great story, really hitting home that point, that understanding kind of some of those fringe subjects like your service records and failures that have occurred over time. So No, thank you so much for explaining that. And if you're interested in learning about more of the pieces and parts that help to create a great lubricant program and help you succeed, you can actually download our Critical Pieces to the Puzzle ebook, and the link is included with this video. Thank you so much, Dwan.
Thank you.